What's up guys, my name is Carl and welcome to Tech Hunter. So today, as you can see in front of me, there is a couple PC parts, and that is for one main reason: I'm building a computer. And this computer is going to be a bit of a special one for me because it's going to be actually for my best friend, and his name is Ryan. I've been friends with this kid for what, 25 years now? Yeah, we just seem to can't escape each other for some reason or another. But yeah, this guy is literally my best mate. He's my main G, he's my home dog, whatever you want to call it. Me and him been together for a long time, best friends through thick and thin. We've never really had any arguments, we've never really had any falling out, we've never even had any disagreement. We're perfectly made for each other. But about a month or so ago, he mentioned to me that he's going to be potentially thinking about getting a new laptop because he's going to be starting his master's degree in computational arts. So he's going to need a bit of a more powerful laptop for the stuff he's going to be doing. It's going to involve quite heavily in some kind of like 3D modeling type stuff and some coding and things like that, of those kind of sorts. And he's been using his old laptop. I think we got it for him, I think when he started uni, so about 4 or 5 years ago now, before he started uni even. And yeah, that's starting to show its age a little bit in kind of the more demanding tasks. And I said to him, well, why don't you use that for kind of taking with you to uni for taking down notes and stuff, and then when you get back home you can jump on your PC and you can get your heavy lifting kind of done on this little PC. And he was like, brilliant, let's start doing it, let's get it sorted. It's taken me a bit of a while to get around to this, and I apologize, but it's all in good reasons. We got the case and the cooler sent out by Gamemax, so massive thank you for those guys for helping to hook him up. We've got the Kamikaze Pro, so this has got 4 addressable ARGB fans included. They're 3-pin addressable fans, so pretty much they can be used with a multitude of things, which is nice to see. They're not kind of like a proprietary connector, they are just standard fan header and RGB headers. That does mean there is now 2 cables where there used to be 1. They've gone from say 1 5-core cable to 2 3-core cables, so a little bit more wires in the back of here, but nothing too serious. And as far as parts, let's kind of have a little look through. I'll bring you guys in for a closer look at what else we've got on the table. So first things first, we are going to be taking a look at the Gamemax Kamikaze Pro. You can see it's got that front mesh panel up so we can get tons of airflow for the 3 included ARGB fans at the front. We've got the one at the rear, and then we've got the new Iceberg 120 all-in-one cooler from Gamemax, which I'm looking forward to trying out. As you can see up the top there, 3-pin Aura sync, so that is addressable RGB as well, controllable through the included hub that is in this case. I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be using that or not in this build, because I'm not sure if the kind of on the pump the LED is a constant green as well, like it was in the old Gamemax Iceberg, and it was just a new fan they've added. Potentially I may be adding a NZXT Kraken, I think it's the X62, which is the 280mm version at the top. I don't know if it'll fit or not. There is kind of cutouts there for 140mm fans, but whether a radiator actually fits is a different question. We're also going to be putting in some black and red cable extensions. These are just some basic ones off Amazon, but I think they make the build look so much better. We're going to go for a kind of black and red theme. We've got the Seasonic Focus Plus Platinum. This is fully modular. We've got fairly nice cables with it already, but we're going to be obviously using our extensions. We've got a 650 watt platinum rating, so we're good to go as far as power is concerned. Onto the motherboard. This is a micro ATX build, so we've got the B450 mortar. Currently we've got just the stock AMD fan on there, just so I could test boot it and make sure everything was working. I've got Windows on there already. We've got 16 gigs of Corsair Vengeance LPX in white. I feel like it's quite a nice contrasting color, gives a bit more kind of color into what would generally be all kind of black. So I think that's a good little addition. And then we've got a Crucial P1 M.2 NVMe SSD. I picked that up for £77 on Amazon Prime Day. So yeah, he's got to have plenty of storage on there, and we're also going to try and reuse his old SSDs that he's got on his other PC or on his laptop, and I think he's got a removable hard drive as well, which we could put inside, but it's up to him how he wants to use that. And then for graphics, as it is going to be a little bit of, well, quite intensive with possibly the 3D rendering and things like that, I was looking up what Blender really uses. I always assumed it was CPU power, Oh, actually, I forgot to mention, we've got the Ryzen 7 2700 under there, which is obviously the 8-core 16-thread part. It's the last gen Ryzen, but at the end of the day, we can always upgrade it in the future, which is the beauty of this. And it is still going to give him plenty of power to work with 16 threads, partnered with the GTX 1080 Ti. Well, I found out that Blender loves CUDA cores. I was planning on giving me a 980 Ti, but I got this up on a used deal and he's my bro, so I had to hook him up. So these are all the parts, we're all good to go. It's time to just put them in the PC and see if they all fit. Obviously, I'm not sure if the X62 Kraken is going to be going in there or not. I'll have to find out once I've got the motherboard in and see if anything conflicts or not. But other than that, it should be good to go on the build. So let's get cracking. Right, so I tried to cram the NZXT Kraken X62 inside this build and it is not gonna fit. This thing is not designed to take a 280mm rad, so a 240 is ideally what we need. Unfortunately, I don't have, I think it's a Kraken X52, which I think is the 240mm version. So this is the Deepcool Castle 240 RGB V2. And this beast looks gorgeous. I genuinely love how this thing looks. And this boy better appreciate it too, because I was hoping to use this in something else, but it's got to go in there. At the end of the day, this is the piece of the puzzle that is missing. So this thing is going in. There's no other way around it. The kid's got OCD, just like me. We won't like that green light amongst all the red and the white and the whatever kind of LEDs we go for. The green just cannot be changed. So yeah, RGB all the way, motherfucker. Right guys, the build is done and I am absolutely chuffed to hell with how it looks. I didn't really record much of the kind of building process, I'll be honest. I took a lot of time on this, like it took me hours because I wanted everything to be absolutely perfect. Usually you could probably throw these builds together in maybe an hour and a bit, but this one I think I've spent, I don't even know what time is now. Anybody seen a clock? I've spent nearly 3 hours getting this right. I spent a while on cable management. I wanted everything perfect. I messed around with a few different combinations of obviously cooling, as we saw with the Kraken, the Gamemax one, and eventually settling on the Deepcool Castle. And I'll be honest, I think it looks absolutely sick. Like genuinely, I am so buzzing with how good this looks. I was genuinely expecting it to be a little bit of a pain in the bum to work in this case, I'll be honest, but the Kamikaze Pro was a breeze to work in. If you use the right hardware, like a 240mm rad at the top, fits like a dream. The cable management is pretty good. We've got the cable grommets, we've got plenty of pass-through points, we've got so many cable tie points. We've got plenty of room down below in the kind of basement area, and overall, genuinely so happy. So I guess now the final thing to do is to actually turn this thing on and make sure everything all works. Just when you've spent all that time making everything look perfect, and the keen-eyed among you may have noticed there is now an RTX 2070 in there because the 1080 Ti is now in that PC. Why, you might ask? Well, the reason is fairly simple. For some reason, it didn't want to boot on that one, and the 2070 worked absolutely fine. But the 1080 Ti seems to be working absolutely fine on this PC. So, not sure what that's all about. I downloaded the latest NVIDIA drivers onto that system, so I'm going to swap the graphics cards around again, and hopefully that'll fix it. Hopefully. We are up and running. Check that bad boy out. Damn, I'm so happy with this thing. Absolutely buzzing. I'm genuinely so gassed with this. I hope he's gonna like it. I sent him a video literally just now, so we'll see what he says. I'm happy with it. If he doesn't like it, well, screw him. I'll keep it. But we said black and red. We've got that black and red RGB going. That deep core castle looks sick as well. I love that. Good thing about this case is the fact that that deep core castle came with a 3-pin ARGB connector. Plugged it straight into the hub that comes with the case. Oh, obviously it syncs up perfectly. So I am absolutely buzzing. Everything looks sick. We're up and running. PC Master Race, behold true glory. Let's hope that he appreciates all this. I'm sure he will. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. It's up and running. Don't have any games on here. It's not a gaming PC yet, but I'm sure we may be able to convince him to play a few games on here. Maybe some Rocket League. He's a big fan of that. We like a bit of Rocket League, playing that together. So I'm sure he'll have a go. It's a bit of a impromptu video today. A little bit, I don't know, off the cuff, I guess. But I hope you guys kind of like that little bit more personal touch, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please click that like button down below. If you didn't, click the dislike button. Let me know what you thought about today's video. What do you think about the build? Are you happy with it? Would you be happy with it if your best friend made that for you? I sure as hell would. This kid owes me now. He owes me. Anyway, if my sweaty face hasn't offended you, apologies for that. It's getting a little bit warm out here again. Then please do not hesitate to click that subscribe button down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.